Match preview. It's West Ham, Wolves, Premier League football back. Obviously, the last time out in the Premier League wasn't so great. So hopefully we put that right tomorrow. Yesterday did a video. Just want to quickly talk about a couple of little bits before we get on to the game itself and the preview, etc. Christmas jumper. Right. We've got a few orders coming in now, and I've just got to warn people now, like, this is now sort of getting to cut-off point if you want it before Christmas. So if you want your Christmas jumper in, get it ordered as quickly as possible. We need it in really by the end of the weekend. We need it in because we need to get the order placed and get it in because obviously they're made to order. So it's really important that you get it sorted and let us know. So basically, click in the link below, gets you to the shop, get it in. It's a great Christmas. I'll tell you what, I love this bloody jumper. Love it. Really, really pleased with it. And also, if you're not a subscriber, click on the subscribe button. It takes a second to do it. It really helps out the channel. And yeah, obviously we really like it. And obviously hit the like button as well for this video. Right, Wolves at home. Obviously, we lost 5-0 in our last Premier League outing. It was a really bad day for West Ham overall. Really poor performance. Just one of them days I was, desperate to draw a line under it and move on. And thankfully, the result against Freiburg, that 2-0 win, gets us in straight to the last 16 of the Europa League. And it wasn't just the result; it was the performance, wasn't it? It was a really excellent performance on the back of, as I say, that bloody Fulham game, which was horrendous. So it's exactly what we needed. And I just really hope that it's given these players and everybody, well, certainly it's given me that lift, and I'm sure it will with other fans as well, and hopefully that it will with the players and the manager, etc. That lift to go into this game against Wolves, because it's a winnable game. Wolves. I mean, Wolves are a good side. I really like Gary O'Neill. Got a lot of time for the guy, obviously a former West Ham player. But this is a bloody winnable game. But before we go into West Ham, let's talk about Wolves. They're 10 points above the drop zone at the moment, which is really, really good for them. I'm considering the fact that they've had a bit of a tough time and obviously new manager coming in. I don't think there'll be many Wolves fans that'll be too disappointed with that. Having said that, as a football club, and I understand there will be Wolves fans possibly watching this, and I really don't need to criticise at all because I do like Wolves and admire them. I think they've taken a backward step in the last couple of years. I mean, a couple of years ago, they were contending for the European spots. They were up there and they were challenging in a good side. Really exciting. And I'm not saying they're not a good side because they are performing, but and I really, as I say, I love the manager. I love the way he's got them, this united fighting spirit he's got in that side. That I think they'd be happy at the moment just to not have a relegation battle. That's the way I see it. If I look at Wolves, I think they'd probably go, look, we don't want to be dragged into any of that. We want to be mid-table, comfortable, and then we'll look to push on. Do I think they can get in the top half and compete? I don't think so at the moment. I haven't seen enough of them to make me think evidence of that. You know what I mean? I haven't seen enough evidence. When I've watched Wolves play, don't get me wrong, I think there's things to admire. As I say, I love their sort of spirit. I like the fact they work hard. They're fighting for the manager, and I like that. But there's also a sort of a bit of an inconsistency with them as well. I think at times, I think they're prone to errors. I think they've got a little bit of a weak mindset at times. You can see they look a bit vulnerable, and I get that. I kind of understand that. When you have been struggling, it's like a little bit of a hangover, isn't it? It just doesn't go. And I don't know. I don't look at Wolves and think, God, this is a side that are going to be competing with us for the European places. I just don't see it. I think they're going to, and as a Wolves fan, if I was a Wolves fan, I'd probably look at it and think, do you know what? It's not that bad. I can live with that. You know what I mean? I just don't want to be near the relegation zone, and I don't think they will. I think Gary O'Neill's got them playing, and I think they look all right. And I like the fact that they're behind their manager, and I love Gary O'Neill as a bloke. He comes across so well. He handles the media really well. He talks about things. He handles things very well, considering they have been on the back end of some bloody horrendous decisions this season and last as well. Gary O'Neill, though, has handled it so well. He was talking the other week. I don't know if it was on the BBC. It might have even been Sky Sports. I can't remember. He was talking, doing his interview post-match, and the way he talked about it in that how football affects people. I just hit the nail on the head to me. I thought he's so bloody right. I'm so glad someone's saying this. Like how these decisions, basically, that's what he was referring to, these decisions that have gone against Wolves and what they've cost the club. But he was saying it like, but this is my job. I'm a manager. These points are affecting my career. These points are affecting how people feel in their life. you know, like locals, of the fans of the football club. And he's bloody right. You know, your football team winning and doing well lifts your life, doesn't it? Like, I don't know about you, but like, you know, I'm sure it does. People, I mean, the other day, if you're watching this, you're a West Ham fan, or even if you're a Wolves fan, you're football fans, you know the feeling. It sits with you. Football just sits with you. It's part of you, you know? And when your team's doing badly, when you're struggling, when you're losing games, it brings your bloody life down. It can affect your home life. You know what I mean? It can be that bad. It's tough sometimes. You have to sort of try and switch it off, you know, and it's hard to, really is. And I like the fact he brought it up and saying these decisions these referees are making are costing me things, costing me my job. It's costing people, you know, happiness in their lives, and players that want to, you know, develop and progress in their careers and stuff. I just really liked it. And of course, it's, you know, money as well, isn't it? For a football club, it's a business, isn't it? They want to do well. So I really like the way he said that. And I just, you know, I've got nothing but time for him. I think he's a really good guy, Gary O'Neill. And yeah, as I say, I'm pleased with him. But there is an inconsistency, I think, with Wolves. I do think that there's a lot of work to be done as well. I think that, I mean, he hasn't been there long, has he, Gary O'Neill? So he's got, I think there's certain stages they need to go through. As I said, I think this season for me, Wolves, their stage they're probably at, it's just like, we just don't want to be near a relegation battle. That's probably, they'd settle for 12th, I think. That I might be wrong, Wolves fan watching this screaming, going, what the fuck are you talking about, you idiot? No way, we want much better than that. I that's how I see it, like from outside. I might be completely wrong, and if I'm wrong, I do apologise, but that's how I see it. I just think that if I was a Wolves fan, I'd probably think I just don't want to be struggling to stay in the division. I want to be away from that. But I think this season anyway, because of the likes of the other teams down there, I think they'll be fine. I don't think they've got any real worries about that. The last time out, they drew 1-1 with Forest. Again, not the best of results, really. You know, if they want to start, as I say, getting away from all that and pushing away them. But, you know, in the day, didn't lose. But their last 6 games, I mean, this shows you what I'm saying. I mean, I will say that there is a disclaimer to this, though. So the last 6 games, they played 6, won 2, drawn 1, lost 3. But that defeat, one of those defeats was that Fulham game with the penalty, which I thought was really harsh. And I think that might have been the interview I was referring to with Gary O'Neill when he said about how it affects people's lives. So I do think they were a bit harsh there. I don't think they really deserved that loss. But look, they've got some decent players, haven't they? They've got Wee Chan, who's obviously a good striker. They've got Gomez, João Gomez, the midfielder I really rate. Cunha, the striker. And, got to talk about him, haven't I? Got to talk about Ballon Dawson. I mean, Craig Dawson. Do you know what? I can't remember the last time. I'm trying to think when I would have done this. When was the last time I watched a player leave West Ham and I genuinely just wanted them to do well all the time? I can't really remember it. I don't know. There obviously has been a few over the years where you kind of go, I hope he does all right, I hope he does well, and you kind of just cheer for them, hope they do okay. But Craig Dawson is definitely the latest of those players, and probably the one I can really remember the most because it's happening right now. It's like, I just love Craig Dawson. I really miss him. I love the fact that Wolves fans love him as well. I really do. It is great that they do, because he deserves it. He's a fantastic bloke, fantastic defender. He came to West Ham, obviously, from Watford. And I'll tell you what, I remember when we signed him, people were laughing, having a bit of a dig at us. I think even Watford fans having a bit of a dig at us. But I'll tell you what, he was brilliant for West Ham. We miss him. We bloody miss him. I'll tell you what, if we had him, if he was a West Ham player, now I'd have him starting 100%. He's a great player. And we, you know, West Ham fans all love him. And it's going to be strange to see him back at London Stadium. You know, for me, I don't like losing a player like that, but I'm so pleased for him that he's doing well. I'm so pleased that the Wolves fans have taken to him, and yeah, nothing but the best for him. I really don't. You know, it's just I think every West Ham feels that way. I've never known a player like it to have taken the hearts of West Ham fans so much, and I'm sure he's doing the same in the Midlands with the Wolverhampton Wanderers, and I'm just pleased for him, really am, and it's going to be a bit of an emotional occasion, I think, seeing old Dawson back. I think he'll get a very warm reception. But let's just hope that it doesn't last, because we can stick it to him and beat him, of course. But no, I'm really pleased for him. Talk about West Ham, those. Obviously, great result against Freiburg. It really did draw a line, didn't it? Well, I bloody hope it does anyway, against that horrible drubbing we got against Fulham, the 5-0. Obviously, now we're back in Premier League action. So we're under pressure here because we want to keep that momentum going. And I'll tell you what, what's interesting as well is the the fact that next up, after the Wolves game, we've got Liverpool in the Cup on Wednesday, massive game. And then the following weekend, we've got Manchester United, which is obviously another big game because Manchester United we're competing against. But Man United have got Liverpool this weekend. The likelihood, there's no likelihood in this league anymore. There's no point in saying, yeah, they're probably going to win that because you just don't know. But odds are that against Manchester United for that game, Liverpool expected to win. So this is a big opportunity for West Ham. We've got to take it. It's a big game. Wolves are going to be no bloody pushover, don't get me wrong, but this is a big opportunity. We've got some games coming thick and fast here, but this is a big one because we lost to Fulham so heavily. One, we need to get the goal difference back where we need it to be. Plus, but on top of that, we've got to get the points. It's really important. This is a big game. And let's hope now that if we can get that result that we need against Wolves, that will really just put that Fulham day as a bad day in the office. I think people would even accept it. If West Ham can put in a good performance again, like we did against Freiburg, and get the result against Wolves, I think people will go, yeah, look, that was just a very bad day, and we've now bounced back from it. So it's a big one. A bit of an update on the team. I mean, we obviously had this virus, didn't we, going on and lingering around the club, but it feels like it's gone. There was no signs of it whatsoever against Freiburg. The team looked fresh. They looked good. They looked... they're zipping the ball about. They're looking. It was a really good performance. So I'd like to think now that virus situation has been dealt with and gone. So that's very good. Fatigue is obviously a bit of an issue, though. We've got these games coming thick and fast. I don't think we have much choice of certain players are going to be playing a lot. We're just going to have to deal with it because they're big games. Wolves, Liverpool, Man United. Do you know what I mean? We've got Arsenal. These are big games for West Ham. We've got to get some points. We've got to beat Man United the following weekend. We want to get through in the cup. Got to get that semi-final against Liverpool. It's going to be a tough old game. But Wolves is a big game as well. So we know these games now are crucial. So the performance and the result against Freiburg will have done us no harm whatsoever. I think that there will be a real good atmosphere, a bit of mood going around the ground. So fingers crossed that will be the case. Mikel Antonio, of course, is still a bit of a question mark. Not sure where he is at the moment. We're waiting on an update on that. It was only supposed to be a couple of weeks. That was about 3 or 4 weeks ago now. So hopefully he's very close. We do kind of need him back in, really. We need another option. We can't just keep having just Bowen and then just try and mix up. We need sometimes, if it isn't working, to have that sort of powerhouse. And you think with the likes of Dawson, that muscle they're going to have, you're going to need someone to get stuck in. And, it's a shame that I don't know if Antonio's going to be available for this. I'm not sure. I haven't heard that he is. But who knows? Fingers crossed he will be, but don't know. But overall, the injuries seem okay. I think Alvarez is a slight doubt, but he's kind of come out publicly and said he's going to be available. So I'm not going to get too concerned about it. Right, it's that time. It is that time to get your predictions in. So I want the team and your team that you want to see and what you predict the scoreline to be. If you get the scoreline right and you go into the draw, and if you win that, then we send you a gift from our shop. We do it for every game, basically. We do a preview. So, yeah, we keep sending them out. So get them in. Very important news, this. You've got to get your scores in. Here we go, then. This is my team, all right? Areola in goal. Do you know what? Fabianski ain't been bad, though, has he? He's not been bad, but I think you've got to keep the consistency. Areola doesn't deserve to be dropped, in my opinion. Areola in goal. Soufal at right back. Areola, of course, had the wrist injury, but I still think it's fine. But I'm going to say Areola in goal for this. Unless, of course, I'm not really bothered, really. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's either Areola, but if it's Fabianski, I wouldn't go, oh, no, what a disaster. I'll be happy with both. We've got 2 good goalkeepers. But I'm going with Areola, if he's available. Soufal right back. Zuma, Agurd and Emerson as my defence. Alvarez and Souček as the midfield, with Alvarez obviously playing a more deeper role. James Ward-Prowse playing ahead of them. Kudus on the right. Paqueta on the left, Bowen through the middle. I know, I'm crazy. I've just got completely nuts now. I mean, it kind of writes itself, I think, this team, if everyone's fit. But it's a big game. Got to win it. So I want to see the team. I know I keep moaning about rotation, so I'm kind of, going against what I've been saying. But I just think that these games are so important. Can't afford to step up. We've got to play our best team, and I think that is the best team. I'm interested to know what yours is. My score prediction, I'm going to go for a repeat of Freiburg. I'm going to go 2-0 West Ham. Am I confident we're going to win? Yeah, I'm a little bit. I actually got a bit of confidence about me. As I say, I've not seen enough of Wolves to make me go, oh, Jesus, this is going to be a nightmare, I'm relatively confident. I was quite confident before the Palace game. I know we didn't win that, but that was down to our mistake. Do you know what I mean? Like we kind of gifted them that. We weren't great on the day. We waited too long. I just get the feeling we might have learned from that now, and that's how I'm feeling today. I've got a feeling we're going to get this over the line. So I'm going 2-0 West Ham. Here's my team again. It's Areola in goal, Soufal, Zuma, Agurd, Emerson, midfield of Alvarez and Souček with Ward-Prowse playing ahead, Kudus on the right, Paqueta on the left, and Bowen through the middle. 2-0 West Ham is my prediction. Look, who knows? It's a big game. Get them in, get your scores in, get your teams in. Obviously, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and yeah, let's go for it. Come on, you irons.